Hey guys, welcome. This is David Sikanemi Comic. How are you guys doing? Um, this is another segment of Collector's Corner. All right, before I start the day or start the show, which already started 30 seconds ago. But anyway, great news for me is that I have reached out to one of the comic book online store, which happens to be one of my favorite, and they have been very supportive from the day of when I was part of the 9.2 crew. Now, with that said, I just want to tell you that 789 Comic has agreed that they will do a some type of discount code. I know they're located in UK, United Kingdom, somewhere in England. But the thing is that I have been ordering their exclusives and things that kind of caught my eyes, and I have not had any issues with them when it comes to shipping. If there was any books that has been damaged, they are very helpful to resolve that situation or that matter, to make sure that the customer is satisfied, which I am one. So right now, if you want to get a 10% discount at 789 Comics, go use the 9.2 crew and you'll get a 10%. Well, the good news is that they will have a discount code just for me. It's in works right now, and they have decided to send me some books to give it away as a giveaway at our future live stream. So once I get that, I will announce that, and I'll show you the books that that I have received from them, along with that, and I will be giving it away at our future live stream. So go check out 789 Comics, which, as you can see right here, they show you that Batman, Will Clark, Magic. They have this Black Friday sale, the Psylocke. It's just everything else. As you can see, if you scroll this down, it will be just a handful of great covers, great titles, and whatever fits your needs when it comes to collecting. Go check them out and order away and use the 9.2 crew as of right now to get your 10%. And they will especially make another discount code just for my channel and for this live stream. And yeah, I'm very excited. And I just have to say, shout out to 9.8 crew. I'm sorry. Shout out to 789 Comics for giving me a thumbs up that they will support this channel. They have said that ever since the 9.2 crew, they like what we have done. They see my channel, and they said that there is something that they are willing to help me with this and to support my channel by giving me my own personal discount code. Along with that, they'll be sending some few comic books for me to give away once again in our previous and our not previous in our future live show. So thank you 789 Comics, for this great thing, and I will do my best and promote your page. Not It's not like you need it, but you know, any extra push can help. And I hope you guys watching this on a rewind or on live, that you will go and check out 789 Comics. Go check out their exclusives, their back issues, and go check out their Black Friday sale. Once again, the thing is that they are located in UK, so you might get your comic book maybe a week later than normal, but still, like I said, their customer service and the packing of the comic book, I said 99% of the time I got my books non-damaged, came in and a near mint plus copy. And if there was I think there was one issue where I got a comic book, there was a ding on the corner. I told them, and guess what? They sent me a new copy, making sure that I'm very, very satisfied with their thing. And I'm sure they will do the same for you as well, because I'm sure they won't be biased regardless who. So go check them out. 799 Comics. Once again, go check out and use that 9.2 crew to get your 10%. and, hopefully they will get another code in. Hey Joe, so go check them out, support them, and if you see any
Hey, what's
comic,
up, man? How you doing?
good, good. How are you? Hey, great news, guys. 789 Comics will be sending me
I'm
some
good.
comic books along with they're making a discount code under my channel to get probably 10 or 15%, but that's in the works right now. But they said they'll be sending us some books on our future live stream that they will be giving it away some free exclusive from 79, if not some comic books that they will be that is on the way. So shout out to 79 Comics again. All right, so enough of that 789 Comics. I don't want to sound like I'm getting paid from them, but they are. I'm very, very, very excited that they are supporting this channel. All right, so go check out 789 Comics. So how are you, Joe?
I'm
Where's
all
your
right.
mom?
She's not gonna make it today. We have our dog's sick, so
Oh,
somebody's
I'm
got to stay with
sorry.
the dog. Yeah, not really sick, but she has allergy stuff, and she like tore her stomach up, scratching and stuff like that, and so we gotta like watch her all the time,
All right,
or she'll
just
just
let me know. Just give me that sign if you need to go
okay.
during the
Yeah,
time. Yep. And
cool.
uh, yeah. So it's for the past 2 weeks. Oh man, can I tell you? I have a sickness.
Yeah,
I have a sickness. It's called
we all do.
collector sickness.
Yeah.
All right. I told myself I'm not getting anything. I'm not buying anything.
Hmm.
Especially when my wife is back in town at
Right.
home. You know, but I go ahead and buy stupid thing to, of course, to upgrade my collection, right? So the
Hmm.
sickness that I have is com- impulsive purchases. It's
Okay.
something that I really don't need it, but always want to upgrade my comics. And the last one that I got was this right here. It's
Oh,
it's a card that I already had for decades.
yeah.
This is a 2003 Donruss Elite throwback thread, number 225. It's Nolan Ryan, what happens to be my favorite pitcher all time, you
Okay.
know. But the thing
Yeah.
is, the case itself, the border. Let me just solo myself out here. So here, this is called Slab Mag. I've been seeing this all every time I go on my Instagram. They have Slab Mag. I am following them, and what it is something that you want to kind of upgrade your look on your collection or previous
Yeah.
collection. So you can kind of
Okay.
customize the border. They got many colors, and along with this, um, they also have a different color scheme, colorway. So it's called Slab Mag. Go check them out. I really, really. This is my first time. I had to try it, so that's the sickness that I have. Is every time when you want to try to upgrade your collection, you try something new, and you get it,
Hmm.
and when someone does his job of upgrading it, that's it's awesome. So go check them out. And also, I went to Half Price Comic Book. I went to check out their thing and found the comic book. I found the first appearance of Stitch on Comics. And what else did I get? Oh, shoot. Well, this one here. Uh, where did you go? Oh, here. Like, do I really needed to get this? But no. But I found out that this is something from. It's a UK exclusive. It's a Batman. It's Absolute Batman issue number one. This is limited to 500 print run, and there's
Okay.
one that is trade dress, but this is limited to 500. As you can see here, is Batman. This is it right here. But the thing is, I feel like I got kind of tricked on this one here. You know, the reason why is that it shows that Absolute Batman one, UK edition 500 print run, but they didn't say that it was a second print. So as you can see here in the back, it says that it's a second print. It's an exclusive second printing by Tommaso. That's the last name of
Okay.
the. But on their website, it didn't tell you that it's a second print. So I thought I was getting a first print with an
Okay.
exclusive cover, but it's a second print. And the other thing is that it has a double cover. So all they did was get a second print of this Absolute Batman, and they just put their own cover on top of that. So if you open this, there's a second print of the original cover. So I was thinking like that's kind of
Okay.
that's kind of misleading, isn't it? So yeah, that's
Yeah.
it's a sickness that I have that I think every collector we can agree that even though we don't need it, we tend to get it because it's affordable, it's there, or just something. You know,
Right.
it's a damn
Yeah.
sick.
I think I think a lot of people that are in collectibles, with cards and comics and stuff like that. I think we all have a little bit of that sickness in us, to where we
Yeah.
buy compulsive things and
What
can't
is
stop
it?
buying things once we start. Um, I don't know. It's probably whatever it is that initially just makes us want to collect to begin with. Whatever that is about our personalities or whatever. Like even like multiple copies, right? Like how many books have you had like 5 or 6 copies of, or 3 or 4 copies of, and it's the same book, but you like having 2 or 3 copies of it and stuff like that. It just kind of makes you happy just to have multiple copies and no particular reason for it. You just,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's kind of weird. We kind of have a problem
Is it
with
something that happened during our childhood that we tend
that.
to
Is like
want to
we have a
get
lot of books
something that
that's
we
like,
really don't need?
well, that's our third or fourth copy of that, and we just kind of keep. I don't know.
I don't understand why I don't understand the
Um,
sickness that I
I
have.
think for me and you, like, I think, I think, yeah, I think for me and you, like, we've talked about it before, off the channel and stuff, and just, personally, whatever. But like, and in the background, but I think me and you both have kind of addictive personalities too, right?
Yeah, I think that's what it
Yeah.
is. You
I
know?
just have for me, I have an addictive personality. And if it's not comic books or it's not this, it's going to be something else. And for years, I've been kind of focused on the comic books, but it's been other stuff in my life, and
Yeah. As I was just like I said, it's a sickness that I don't think my wife
right.
would ever understand, but she kind of somewhat understand because she knows that whatever
Yeah.
I get, I do it because it tend to bring some type of a monetary value. So that is why she supported. If this is something that is just sickness that I
Right.
collect whatever and I can't
Yeah.
get anything out of it, I think I think she'll be kind of be getting sick of the thing that I'm doing. But yeah,
Yeah.
look at,
So for you, would you say that the monetary value is a byproduct of what you just like to do, or is it driven more by the value of what you're getting as well?
I think it's a little bit of both. Um,
Yeah.
I think if you have followed if you have followed me or seen my videos from before, I mean the way I started this comic, the way I got back into comic book collecting was because I wanted to read. It was just more of I somewhat know what I'm
Hmm.
doing, so I got into comic books by getting every
Right.
issues, reading the comic book and enjoying it and being a part of the community. Then of course, after you spend
Yeah.
let's say $500 in past 2 months, and then you realize that it's kind of hurting your pocket. So what I can get out of the comic books I already have, and realize that it only worth maybe less than 10% of what you have put into. Then
Right.
it kind of dawned on you, like, so from then on I decided to
Yeah.
go something that is get something that is could be you can speculate and make money, or get something that has some type of a
Hmm.
monetary value that if I need to liquidate them, then I always know that I can get that at certain price. You know, so it,
Right. Yeah. I
but
don't. I
it
don't think I've
doesn't
ever
work
bought from a
either.
standpoint of like making money. Right. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't think I've ever collected, or we've ever collected from like a. I don't think my wife has either, really. I mean, maybe a little bit, but for me, I have never really collected for the sake of like just selling. That would be like a byproduct. Like if I collect something and it has value, and I want something to have value, so I don't lose money on it later if I have to sell it or if I need to sell it or something like that. So for me, it's somewhat of an investment, to where like if I buy a book and let's say it's a few $100s or a couple $100 or it's a lot of money like that, I want to be able to sell it for that or more if I ever have to sell it for some reason. And
Yeah,
I don't want to like when I buy stuff and collect stuff, it definitely comes from that point of view too. Like, hey, is this worth buying? And am I going to lose $150 on it if I have to turn around and sell it next year or something? Or if I want to upgrade my collection or do something, is this going to hold up for what I paid for it? So, but I never really buy much for the thought of like just profit or selling it just for the sake of selling it, just to make some cash and stuff like that. Usually it's if I sell something, it's to upgrade my collection for something or because I have to have it as a necessity for life or something to make ends meet at some point or another.
no, I totally get. Like I said, I'm not a seller. I'm a more of a hoarder, if anything.
Right.
But if I needed to
Mhm.
sell something, I mean,
Right.
I would love to. I would love to have a collection where it's just a little bit more easier to liquidate and get. No, I don't. It's not like I want to pay $150 and $150 back. Of course, there is some loss and gains
Right.
to it, but I want to be within the ballpark figure. Like if I'm gonna, I have to, like I said, if I spend $100, I don't mind selling it for it's $80 and lose that $20 just so that I can
Right.
get something or something that can pay the
Yeah.
bills, whatever it needs. But it is more of the sickness is like I'm not here to sell comic books, but at the same
Yeah.
time, I have all this book that is somehow lost so much of its values
Yeah.
that I want to get rid of, but at the same time, I can't because I'll be losing 90% of what I have
Yeah.
spent on those comic books. So
Right. Yeah.
it's
That makes sense.
so when it comes to value though, when it comes to monetary value or resale value or something I want to keep that hoping that the price will go up, is like these here. Like sports car is more of my speculate. Like I will
Yeah.
speculate on a certain player and hoping that they
Okay.
will do good, but comic book is for more for enjoyment for the art. And if I happen to read it, it better be a damn good story.
Right.
Um, but it's yeah. I was just thinking throughout the past week, like I've been buying here, buying there, and package been coming in, and my wife is like, "Okay, what the hell did you do in the past 3 weeks that I was gone?" And she said, "You have a sickness." And it kind of got dawned on me, and I just wanted to start this live show with like I have a sickness, and I realized I do have it, but it just made more realize that when my wife told me that I have a sickness, like why do you need to buy so many of those things?
Yeah.
You and I don't know. It's an impulsive purchase. Like I don't need it, but I just get it.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. So I just thought that it was the more the psychic of my of a collector's mind. Like,
Mhm.
do we really need to buy what we need to buy, or is it more impulsive? Is it a So I
Yeah.
just it was. I think it's a sickness that somehow is drawn to us that we were born with, or
Yeah.
we have accustomed to, or somehow we got our ass kicked. So that's the only thing that we can. I don't know what it is, but it's a
Yeah.
sickness. It's a sickness. So how's your week?
Pretty good. Just work's been a little bit stressful. It's good, but been a little bit stressful here and there and stuff like that. So I'm just glad to have the weekend off and rest up a little bit. Um, um, but pretty good. Yeah, nothing
Great.
really. Yeah, pretty good week. How about you?
Well, we had a cyclone. I don't know what they call it. I don't know if it's a cyclone, but we had a storm that hit at Washington at a
Okay.
gust of like 70 to 90 miles per hour gust wind. Yeah. So
Oh,
and
man.
it kind of made our running the business a little bit more difficult because we didn't have power for 3 days.
Oh my
So
gosh. Okay.
yeah, the storm hit us on Tuesday evening. So Wednesday, Thursday, we finally got our power back on Friday evening. And for the past 3 days, for that 3 days, it was just more chaotic. We couldn't sell gas. There was no power. Ice cream, all of our ice, everything that was frozen, we have to
Yeah.
make sure that is powered by
Yeah.
generator. And yeah, it
That didn't
was.
happen. Did that happen at your house too, or just at the
No,
workplace?
thank God. Thank God.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
not yeah. The resident side of it, it was okay, but it's more of the business sides that we had an issue, and we didn't have internet, so everything was cash based. Thank God, 80% of our
Yeah.
customer that we have is all local, so within the
Yeah.
neighborhood, so we know them. So we got like tons and tons of freaking IOU because they don't
Okay.
carry cash. So
Right. Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, it was kind of hectic, but we went through it. But some town or some neighbor in the state of Washington, I don't think they have their power back on yet. So
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it sucks losing power, man. We've lost power twice in the last couple of years. One time was during the winter. We lost electricity. We had an outage and a mass outage. So we were without like electricity for 2 days. And it was in the middle of like freezing cold weather.
oh
So yeah, you worry about the pipes bursting and all that kind of stuff. And then another time we had this tree that ended up falling over in our backyard
oh
and it hit our power lines and knocked out yeah, it was bad. It knocked out our uh it did the same thing, knocked out the electricity, and it went 2 days without being able to use the AC in the middle of like dead middle of summer.
oh God.
And I got like I think I got a little bit of heat stroke. It was bad, man. I was like throw up sick, like, and I had to stay
Oh
home because there was a bunch of outages, like due to yeah, and for some weird reason, the weather over the last year, or whatever, that went from freezing and doing all this stuff, it damaged a lot of trees, in the state where I live, and so it kind of like they had this weird thing about trees kind of being rotted at the roots and falling over and stuff, and so the electric company, there was thousands and thousands and thousands of people that were out of like electricity from stuff like that. So it took them forever to get to my house to fix it. And it was like
oh man.
a little, yeah, electric emergency kind of thing. And so, man, I had to sit around the house waiting for him to show up. And I had like a cooler with ice and a little rag. And I had to keep like constantly and taking cold showers and stuff. It was miserable.
It was not fun. It's not
It was
fun.
not fun, man. It was miserable. It was miserable, especially in the heat that we get around here. So,
So
yeah.
let me ask you a question. Since you
Yeah.
around your home, I don't know how many acres or how many square feet that you have, but do you have a tree? Let's say you have a tree that you feel that is being like it comes to a time where you need to cut it down.
Yeah.
Do you have to pay? Do you got to have a permit from the state or from your county saying that, you know what, I have this tree that is standing right in the middle of my yard. I
Yeah.
want to get it down. Do you need to get a permit?
No, you can cut it down yourself or have a professional cut it down or whatever you want to do. Those are our trees, our property, and we can kind of, you want to be careful. It's around like electric lines and stuff like that. You want to make sure you get a professional that can do it, but we don't need permits. I think the only thing we need a permit for is if the electricity, like we need permits for like when that tree fell down, if it didn't somehow the connection to the home from where that was at stayed intact. So they didn't have to do that. They just had to replace the wire, the connection, and hook it back up. But if it knocked it down from that pole that's on my house and knocked all that stuff down, I would have had to get like a city permit to have everything hooked back up at the house, and would have had to get that part of the roof fixed up and do anything before they could reattach the electricity. So I could have been without electricity for days or a week, waiting for permits and doing all that kind of stuff. But not
Yeah.
here, no. But to cut a tree down, nah. I've cut, those little wild trees that grow up around your house and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, got a bunch of that crap around my house, and I've been like over the last month, I've been kind of cutting those down little bits at a time, and so I've cut down all kind. Like I probably cut down like 10 little wild trees growing up around the house and stuff. I got about 5 more I got to cut down, and then I got for the ones that are too big and all that kind of stuff that I need to grinders and all that kind of stuff. Where I have a trio too, and they can just come out and cut it down.
Well,
they
here's
can
the
no permits or anything for that.
well here in
What about you?
Washington. I mean, I don't know the whole detail, but this is this is what people at in the neighborhood where my business is, because it's located in the mountain. So this is what
Okay.
the thing. So ever since every winter or every rainy season, people are complaining that trees are falling on their house or their garage
Mhm.
or their backyard. And I always tell them, why don't you just cut it down during summer and
Yeah.
dry it and use it as a firewood?
Mhm.
And they always say the same thing. No, you got to get a permit from the city and county, which is a King County, which
Right.
is falls under. You got to get a permit. You got to get an okay or green light from the King County saying that you want to, and you have to pay a couple of $1,000 to get your trees cut or
Okay.
to be trimmed down. I don't understand it. So I told him, isn't that in your property? He said, yes. So why do you need to pay the, the county? Why do you need to pay the county for a tree that is
Yeah.
on your property that you're
Right.
paying property tax on your mortgages on?
Yeah.
And it was just crazy. That's why they don't
Yeah.
do it because it's a pain in the ass to go for a permit, get an approval, and hire a professional tree cutter, and you pay an extra $1,000 to get that thing done. It's
No,
like
that's sick. Yeah.
this.
That's yeah. I don't know. That sounds that sounds really stupid to me. I don't understand that.
I don't understand it either. It's
Just
like,
ways they can control everything and get money out of people and stuff like that. It's just
well, that's what happened when you're living in a democratic state here,
yeah,
because
yeah. That's
everything you is taxed or got to get
yeah,
permit for everything.
yeah. They just want kind of dominion over stuff and control stuff and be able to tax you for whatever they want and get money out of you any way they can. And yeah, it's a bunch of crap.
Yeah,
Uh,
and our business right now, our front sign, our store sign,
mhm.
our lights are flickering. You know, it comes and on and off. So
Yeah,
I, I said, why don't we just change it to LED lights, right?
yeah,
You know, just change it. I mean,
right.
how you only spend a couple $100 to remove and put a new LED light. Guess what? You need a permit.
Yeah, yeah. That's no. I think you need permits for certain things around here, but not like for the most part. I mean, like if your property's kind of your property for the most part, the trees and stuff like that. But for business, I mean, we have to have like permits for like certain business things and business transactions and stuff like that, but not for cutting down a stupid tree or something like
Yeah, I
that.
just don't get it. I mean, it's
Yeah,
I, I feel bad, but it is what it is. But I
mhm.
just thought that it was kind of stupid that you have to pay or get
Yeah,
a permit to cut down a tree that is on your
yeah, that's weird.
property.
So
Yeah.
let's say you have like this little 10-foot tree that's 2 inches wide. And it's like one of those little wild trees, and you want to cut that down. Is that the same thing? Do you have to like
No,
get
I
a
think it has to reach a certain amount. Like I
okay?
said, I don't know the details or
Yeah.
what's the criteria that it falls under,
Okay.
but we're looking at tall, like pine
Yeah.
trees, you know.
Yeah. 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 Okay. Yeah. We've had one, two, three. We've had three, four. We've had four big trees. We've had to cut it down around our house in the last year and a half. And we've had to pay somebody to come out and do it because of the big trees that are way up there and stuff like that. And it's cost us like thousands of dollars to had to dip into I was just miserable. But yeah, we didn't have to wait for just told them, hey, I need some trees cut down, and they went out and gave us an estimate on it and came out within the next week and cut them down. But there was four of them, so thank goodness I didn't have to get anything like that because that would have cost me an extra. According to what you're talking about, it would have cost me an extra $1,000 a tree or something crazy
Yeah,
like that for it.
it's
No, thank
crazy.
goodness, man. It's expensive enough, man. Getting those big old trees cut down, that's expensive enough, man. I don't want to, man. I can't imagine having to pay like another fee on top of that. That's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. No, I'm
Yeah,
with you, and it just blows my mind that that this state here that you gotta get you have to pay to get a permit to
yeah,
have a professional come and pay extra money for them to cut your
yeah,
money. So,
mm,
well, that's my little, you know.
yeah, yeah.
Hey, recently you guys have been submitting books to CGC, and you guys
Mhm.
did some unboxing. Did it take forever to get your books back?
No, they're pretty stable now to where we're getting our stuff back pretty quick. And we sent, like I told you, we sent some of those cards into, like some of the One Piece cards and stuff, and those are coming back. All that stuff's coming back pretty quickly. Yeah, we're not.
Okay.
There's no more long waits or anything that we've had. At least that we've had to wait for. Yeah.
because I've been, on, and this is what I've been seeing. I've been seeing a lot of people have complaining that CGC is
Hmm.
not. Let's reword. Let me rephrase that. CGC has been backed up in their turnaround time. So
Hmm.
it says right here, modern seven, fast track is a $400 limit. That's how much you need to, I don't know, insured, whatever. And
Right.
per item is like $25 to get a fast track per grade. And if you want to fast track it, you got to pay additional $15 on top of that. So it's a $40 to get a fast track, right? Current time
Yeah.
is 48 days. Fast track is 23 days. Well, realize that I think they're about another month delay on this modern
Yeah.
uh, thing. The
Yeah.
vintage is the one that kind of like, wow. You pay $40 for fast track, you pay additional
Right.
15, which is a 55. But look at this. It's a 46 days, which is about a little over a month and a half. But if you don't pay, you have to wait at least about 3 months, give and take.
Yeah.
But I heard that this is another month or 2 months behind when it comes
Okay.
to the current term. So
Yeah.
it's when did this go up to $25?
Okay. So my wife chimed in here. It took 2.5 months for vintage submission and about 3 weeks for cards. So yeah, the cards we've been getting the cards back pretty quick, about 3 week turnaround on the cards, and it was 2.5 months for the vintage submissions that we did, which isn't
Which is
quite as
not
bad.
bad. I mean,
It's
it
not too
is for
bad, right? Yeah.
right
So we
there.
haven't been, yeah, we haven't had any like 3, 4 month waits or anything like that, or nothing too bad. They're
Yeah.
getting back fairly quickly. Yeah.
Well, the reason I brought this up because I asked you is because you have heard about the downsizing of their facility, the greater, up to management. So I wonder if that has any effect for their to have a delay on their turnaround time because there's some lot of people that I saw on Instagram. They're posting that okay, I have submitted so and so. It's been over 3 months. Where's my damn comic book?
Right.
And so there's some type of delay again when it comes to CGC when getting your books back. So
Yeah.
I just thought to ask you to
Yeah.
see if there was any delay on your part, but hearing from Yvonne seems like it didn't.
Yeah.
And here's the signature series, and look at that, $45. So you have to pay additional $45 to $60 per item that you submit when it comes
Yeah.
to when it comes to your signature series.
Yeah.
I don't I don't know. And more I've seen this is to a point where I don't know if I want to ever grade anything ever again, because it comes to a point where it's not worth it anymore.
Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
up to
call me
you.
cheap.
It just depends on. I think it's it's up to you, and it depends on the value of the book too. And I want most of my stuff. I don't know why, but I kind of want most of my stuff. That's just like my Darth Vader stuff and the Conan stuff that I read and do all that kind of stuff. I don't care to get any of that. Not everything, but the stuff that I collect for collection purposes, I want that
Hmm.
stuff graded for some reason, whether it's modern, bronze, or silver, gold, whatever it is. I kind of want that stuff graded. I've read all the most of my Silver Age books. Like I got the majority of them when I was a kid growing up, and I go to the comic book store with my friend, and I'd collect Silver Age books then, So and I don't care to have those graded. I got them up in the cabinet there. A bunch of X-Men books, X-Men 12, 13, 7, and stuff like that. Some low numbers, and I don't. They're not in great condition. Didn't buy them for that. I just collected them and loved it when I was a kid. I have no desire to get any of that stuff graded. The stuff I want graded is the stuff that I buy now and collect now. Like so, if I like something because it's got a really cool cover on it, for some reason I want it graded. Whether it's like as long as I don't lose, I don't want to send in a book that's not worth the grading prices or whatever, nothing like that. But if it has
Yeah.
any value at all, I kind of want to get it graded. That's just me. But
So it seems like you, Joe, you yourself, you're kind of selective of what you want to grade right now. As before, you could pretty much send and say, you know what, let's just grade it just to see if we get a 9.8 or not.
right, yeah, Yeah, and I mean, we've done some of that too, and we've sent, we've got a bunch of stuff that's not really worth grading graded and everything like that. We kind of did it during some of the COVID stuff to where everything was kind of expensive. So we're like, well, let's just get it graded, and now it's not worth what it was then or anything. And it was worth kind of grading at the time. It might not be worth it now, but it's still slab. So if you're ever gonna, and it's stuff that I wouldn't hesitate to sell if we wanted to or whatever. We wouldn't make a whole lot of money. We wouldn't lose any money at all, but we're not gonna make hundreds and thousands of dollars off of it. It's just this modern stuff that's worth 30. You might be able to sell it between like maybe 30 to $100 or something like that, maybe, and then you got to pay the fees for selling it and everything. So you sell $100 book, you get, 80 out of it or something like that, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So, but that's the stuff I want graded. I want everything that I collect graded, but that's just me.
No, I think most majority of the people will agree with you that there's certain things that within your
Yeah.
collection that you will want to encapsulate. Not just for the grade itself. Of course, it will be
Right.
great if you got higher grade than what you expected, because you will get a little bit more of a monetary
Right.
grade depending on the market.
Mhm.
Okay, he said, Joshua, they haven't changed the pricing in close to a year. Last year was 2004. Okay, thank you, Richard. I send you the link, so if you're not too busy, if you're not at work, you can join us in the panel anytime. But what I'm saying is, going back to grading is, I was the same way. If there's a certain books or certain variant that I want, I think, what, I want to grade it regardless, it would be,
Mhm.
but nowadays, because of this price increase and because of all these scandals, all these things that are happening, I decided I don't want to get anything graded anymore. And if I tend to buy anything, the last graded comic book I bought was that DC Presents number 28 in a 9.2. But even
Yeah.
that, along with that, I was kind of skeptical because I wanted to crack it open and resubmit it. But when I opened it, it has a clean break.
Oh.
It's to a point where I was thinking, did I really buy something that was 9.2, or did I get like an 8.0 that people had, because they remember they had that little ordeal, like people were switching comic book. They
Mhm.
see 90, but they cracked that open and put on like
Yeah.
a 0.5. So I was thinking, I can't even trust that anymore. I don't care how respectable seller is. I can't justify myself that paying like $300-400 on a comic book.
Yeah.
Always thinking that, is this legit? Is this, so it goes back to again, is to like I don't know. It's just
Yeah, and if we pay anything like that for a book these days, we're usually getting it off of like Heritage or Comic Connect or something like that. eBay, I don't like. We bought our more expensive books that we've bought on eBay have been raw, and I can look at them and tell what the grade is myself. So we'll find like one of those books we found was the All of Midwinter. The Something's Killing the Children, All of Midwinter. Are you familiar with that one?
No.
Okay, at one point it was about, and it got crazy. There was only one graded 9.8 at the time, and what it is there was this library, and it's this Something's Killing the Children #1, all the Midwinter things that they printed in limited release, and they gave them away to like libraries and stuff like that. And a lot of them got thrown away, and they were like, nobody really kind of knew about it. So there's just like a handful of them out there that were known about, and only one of them was graded a 9.8, and one of them sold for like $10,000, and another one sold for like 5,000 or 6,000 and 3,000. And we found one on eBay, and it was raw, and I thought it looked like a 9.6 to 9.8, and we found it raw kind of right before the huge sale, but we knew that it was a rare book, an expensive book, and had a lot of potential, and it was before the mega sale that happened. I think we paid between 150 and I think we paid 150 for it. I'm not really sure. Maybe 150 to $300, but it was raw. And so I knew what I was getting because it wasn't slabbed. And then we got it slabbed, and it came back at 9.8. And at the time, there was only one 9.8 on this. By the time we got it graded, 198 showed up on the census along with ours, and somebody sold it for like $10,000. And
do you still have that
now
copy?
It's nothing like, it's not even close to 10,000. Oh yeah, even though the value's there, that's not a book I want to sell because we love the Something's Killing the Children stuff. And even though we can make a ton of money on it from what we paid for it, I love that book. I like, David, I like the rare books and stuff like that. And whether they're modern, bronze, whatever it is, I like rarity in my books. And that's part of the stuff that I like to collect. And
yeah, she just corrected you.
Yeah.
So you agree about 3K.
No, I think there was one. I think the first one sold for like $8,000 or $10,000. It was ridiculous. And then the next one's dropped down to about 3,000. But I do believe there's one that sold
value. I mean,
it might not have been a legit sell either. They might have taken it down. It wasn't a legit sell. I think it sold, but I think there was one. The first one I think it was reported around maybe $10,000 or $8,000 or something like that. Yeah.
So, Joe, I'm curious what it says on the label. What does it say?
Let me see if I can find it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it.
I'm very curious about that now.
Yeah. Okay. I'll be back.
So how are you, David? But I only got 20 minutes to spend with you guys today. I got husband and dad stuff to do.
Hey, it's fine. Like I said, I'm just thankful. I always thank you guys just to giving you guys time on each, every other week.
But David, to address the topic that you have for today's video, the way I got out of that so-called sickness is I just started thinking about my retirement. I'm going to retire probably in 7 years. And there's this concern and worry that I don't know if I'll have enough. I mean, I've got a lot of streams. I got a pension, 403B, Roth IRA, all that stuff. But they say you're supposed to have like 8 times your salary by the time you're my age. And I kind of have that. But then by the time I retire, I want to like have 10 or 12 times my salary. And that's going to take some work. It's a workout to just keep up on your investments,
It is. But
I mean, your collectibles is part of your investments, but it's only a small percent,
It is. I never thought of this as my investment. It's just more of a hobby. I'm sure sooner or later, if it comes to a point where if I do retire around the same time as you within 7 years, within 7 to 10, I'm thinking, because I'm 54, I want to retire before I hit 65. So, but this, I'm sure all of this, few I probably will keep, maybe a handful of maybe 10 at most, but most of it will be pretty much gone. And I think at the time, if I'm ready to retire, I don't want to be focusing on this. I want to focus on more on traveling, enjoying my life, and so on. So
yeah, but you can't do that traveling.
No, not when you bind. Not when you bind it.
You got to stop buying stuff.
Look at that.
You need to stop
and bind these cases like this. No, I understand.
Stop it.
That's why it's called. I have a sickness to a point where I'm still at a point where I feel like I'm still at the early stage of my collection. Like I still need. Even though I don't need it, I know that I can be I guess satisfied or with what I have, but it's like,
I think Alex had a good point about trying to be satisfied. Just every now and then look at what your collection is, look at what you have, and that will make you think, oh, I got enough. That's what I do from time to time. I look at my stuff and I say, okay, I'm satisfied. I don't need to buy anymore.
I am. No, that's the thing, Ron. It's like I am satisfied, and every day I go through my collection. Okay, hold on.
I think Joe.
So, yeah. Can y'all see me now?
Yeah, we can see, but it's kind of blurry. And just to let you know, this StreamYard doesn't give out a very good 1080. I think we're streaming at the high quality of 720. So can you just read it?
Maybe you could just read it, Joe. What's on the label? Because I'm just kind of interested what it might say to describe it.
Okay. So on the label it says ALA Midwinter 2020 edition. First appearance of Erica Slaughter, Boom Studios 2020. And on the back looks completely different than the regular one. Like it's got a different back to it. Man, this glare.
It'd be interesting to know if hardcore collectors know about this one, because I've not heard about this one before.
Yeah,
So library edition, huh?
Yeah, they were
Wow.
giving away at a library, and then it didn't go to collectors and people that knew anything about it. And they tried to promote comics and stuff, and so a lot of them just got it kind of reminded me like the real unmanufactured rareness, because like it's like the stuff from the golden age and the comic book stuff and the baseball cards. People trashed them. They got lost in the mix, and nobody knew what they were, and nobody cared about them because it went to a bunch of people that are going there to read Tom Sawyer and stuff like that and do library stuff, and they're giving them these comic books they don't care about, and they're losing them, misplacing them, thrown away. They're in people's garbage bins and all kinds of stuff. So it's less of a manufactured rarity. And
I could, you know what?
Vanya about it, and I didn't know about it, but I think it's really cool.
I can totally understand that.
I think it's really cool, and
why that book has been destroyed or nobody really cared for, because when Something is Killing the Children came out, it wasn't a mega hit from the get-go. I think it became a hit, I believe was like two, I think it was like what, 2 or was it 5 years at most after it got released, that people are starting to realize that this is a great book, and that's when it blew up.
And it blew up because the story's good. It's a good story, and that's one of those books. Since we like it, we bought multiple copies. So I think at one point we had like 4 or 5 number ones, and then the All of Midwinter. Since then, when the prices went way up on them, we did sell a few of them. I think we still have a couple left. They were all like 9/8, and then we got this one. But we just basically got them because we really liked them, and then we wanted to upgrade our collection. We did sell a couple of them to get some other books and stuff. But this, I don't know if I'll ever sell this. Like, it's just because I'm not going to pay that to get it back. I'm not going to pay. I'm not going to pay $1,000, $2,000 to get this book back. So if I get rid of it, I'm never going to have it again. And it's one of those things. I like the stories. I like whenever we collect stuff. I love the story behind it, and it means something to me. Like, this is one of those to where we've bought it on eBay raw. I guess the person thought it was a regular copy, and we paid like $150 for it or something. And now it's that is kind of what it is. And we were like debating, like, do we get that? And she's like, yeah. Like, what grade do you think it is? I think it's 9.6 to 9.8. And that's exactly what it was. It turned out. Thank goodness it turned out to be like a 9.8. So. I don't know. I like stuff like that, and it means something to me. So I don't want to. I think I'll ever get rid of that. Yeah.
So Joe, when you sell stuff, do you sell on eBay?
Yeah, we sell it. Okay, so we've sold stuff on Comic Connect. We sold stuff on Heritage, and we sold stuff on eBay. I don't know if I'll ever sell anything on Heritage again. They did me wrong on some stuff, and it really upset me. And this is like, and we have like our collection. We started early on collecting like those Silver Age grails, and we have some really good Silver Age keys and mega grails and some Golden Age stuff too. Okay. And the only reason why we would sell anything like that is to get other books and to upgrade our collection. So that's for our, So it's, I sent in to them, to get one of the, it's just so, they just upset me. I sent them a Daredevil #1 and a Strange Tales 110, and it was right at the height of everything. And they sold them at different times. They lumped them together, and they ended up charging us more than what they should have charged us for they gave us like the hammer fee. So they took like, would I sell a book like that for you to take 25% of it from me? Like, I'm not stupid. There's no way in hell I would do that. And they don't tell you that. And you think you're going to get like this one-time fee of like 15%, and then after it sells, they drop another hammer thing on it or whatever, and they take another 5 or 10% out of it. So I think they took like nearly 20 plus something percent for both of those books. We lost a lot of money on it. It really pissed me off.
Wow, you could have gotten a better deal on selling it on eBay, because after hitting on eBay, I know that
that's what I'm saying.
They don't charge it anymore.
Exactly. So now, like, I'll never sell a big book with them ever again. And we did it to consign it because we wanted something else. So for the books that we want to get, we have to sell books that are expensive to get the books we in and out because they're more expensive. So we did it for the purpose of upgrading our collection and getting a better thing out of it that we wanted. And at the time, the Daredevil #1, and I'm talking like, it was the time at the height of that to where the Daredevil #1 was between like maybe $10,000 and $12,000. and the Strange Tales I think was around 6,500, maybe 8,000. And I would say by the time they took everything out, we lost $5,000 on what we could have got a few $1,000s more than what we got out of it. It was really frustrating because that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And we did it for the purpose of, and I'm not dumb. Like I could have sold it on eBay, or I could have sold it to somebody else or done something. I could have sent it to Comic Connect or did whatever, but we were in a pinch and a rush, and we had to do that to buy the next book that we wanted to get from Heritage. So it was like, we'll send you these books and it'll go towards this consignment, it'll go towards the book that we want to get on the auction. So we kind of were in a place where we almost had to do it, and it just frustrated me. And the guys said, I'll make it up to you next time. Next time you send us in books, we'll do it like a 10%, flat rate, and there won't be any hammer thing on it. Just let me know about it. And he goes, but I can't fix this. And I said, and then at that point I was like, screw that. I don't think I'll ever send them an expensive book again, unless I just absolutely have to.
It's funny they actually admit to them screwing you over. I mean, that's stupid.
Yeah, it's just they did not disclose to me the hammer price is what I was like. I don't care what you call it. It's like you charge somebody like a percentage for selling the books. That's kind of what you advertise it as. And you don't like, if I would have known you were going to take more money out after the sell, I never would have done that. I'm not dumb. Like, why would I do that?
So you're telling me it's not disclosed at all? There's no fine print that mentions
it? If it is, Ron, I did not see it. I know we've done a lot of stuff, and it depends on what the value of the book is too. I think you're supposed to get like a certain. The way a friend of mine was telling me about it is like if you send a certain amount of money in and you do this, they won't do that. It'll be like the regular thing or whatever it is, and
it's a small print. Always.
But he sold them at different auctions, so he split them up. I didn't want them split up, and it took us. And I wanted to send them the books. They should have just put them both in the same auction. Got our lump money, so I had to wait another month for another auction to draw before we could finish paying off the book. Just the whole thing pissed me off. The whole thing was a bad transaction. And I looked at it, I was like, well, wait, that's not 15%. And I looked at it, and he said, yeah, well, there's the hammer. He goes, yeah, there's a hammer price, and there's this. I'm like, talk to me like I'm 8. I don't understand what you're talking about. And I still don't understand what he's talking about. It sounds like a bunch of bullshit to me. Sorry, I'm getting mad again. Like it's frustrating me. And I hope maybe I just missed some fine print, or I missed something or other. Maybe I'm used to dealing with other people that don't charge you 20-something% for selling your books or whatever. But I do not recall, and neither did my wife. Like neither one of us recalled like why it should be that much. And I don't recall that. And so it was real frustrating, and for the amount of books, like for the stuff, like if we're selling Daredevil it was a 7.5 Daredevil #1. 6.5 Strange Tales 110. We sold Hulk 181s. We sold 2 Hulk 181s, 2 giant size X-Men #1s, and we did all this to get other books, some Golden Age books. And we feel like we got totally screwed over on part of that, and it was really frustrating because that's a lot of money for somebody like me. If I could get $2,000 somewhere else, I'm going to do that because that's a lot of money for me.
Yeah, I mean, even for a few $100s is a lot.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, and so that's yeah. Anyway, but and we had to do it again. So we had to sell another one of our books again recently, which was there was another. We also sold our Journey recently, because we had to cut down trees in our yard, and it was a lot of money. So we had to sell our Journey to Mystery 83. We had to sell it, and I sold it to DeBry's Comics. And I was like, I'm not going to send that to an auction place. I'm not going to do that. I did the research, figured out what I thought the value of the book is. I kind of had it estimated around maybe 12 something thousand, for sorry. And but anyway, whatever it is. So I sold it to DeBry's Comics, and he gave us we sold him that and another book, and I think we got like a pretty fair price on both those books, and we got right around pretty close to maybe 500 or what. If we would have sold it and it would have sold for what I think it should go for at an auction, maybe like 500 less than what the total would have been, but you don't know what it's going to go for at an auction. So
True.
If the book sells for 9,000 at an auction and something weird happens, then I'm really screwed, So it was about 500 under what I thought the market kind of price was for it. So he gave us a really fair deal on it. So I went ahead and sold it, so we could do that.
Yeah, well, that's why I took everything from my eBay page, because I realized that now eBay is charging you total even with the shipping. So let's say if you sell a comic book for $100, right? But your
Yeah.
shipping is, let's say you charge $20 per shipping, they'll tax you on the $120 plus the eBay will take away from your total sale of $120, not for the $100. Then I said, you know what? They say that is what 13%, but if you really think about it, it's close to 15% overall. On top of that, you're paying taxes on the thing that you sell. So I took everything down. I figured, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to hold on to it and not sell anything for a while. But I gotta stop. I gotta stop buying things. Like, even
Well, if you just stop cold turkey and stick to that, you could pull it off. You just got to do it.
I think I have to because I just got my earful from my wife saying.
Well, it's not just that. I mean, you should be squirreling away money in your retirement accounts. I mean, I keep saying that, but you won't be able to work after 65. People will say they will keep on working, but after 65, you're done. I mean, you're tired, you're worn out. You only got a few marbles left upstairs anyway. I mean, you got to stop.
Well, I want to stop now. My body's fucking aching,
I know.
And carrying fucking cases of beer, it's restocking and things. I mean, it takes.
Well, you could look at that as a workout. That's kind of nice for your body. You could physically fit.
No. I mean,
it's good to exercise, because health is part of your investment. You don't want to be sick when you retire because all your money will be going to, medical expenses.
True. But at the same time, I'm hurting every day. I'm waking up. My body's hurting, my back, my leg. I can't sleep at night because it's pretty much 8 to 10 hours of standing up and walking and squatting and bending and lifting, and it takes a toll. And at the age of 54 right now, I'm starting to feel like, God, I want to stop. I mean, I want to stop, but at the same time, I need to stop buying things.
Right. I mean, that's part of your retirement, having that budget that restricts you from getting stuff that you don't need. Keep the budget to stuff that you really consider essential, like food.
True. So I told myself, and before we started this live, that and that I do have a sickness that I need to cure it as soon as possible, because it's not helping my marriage, it's not helping my budget and my retirement. But I was just talking to Joe before he came on, Ron. It's like, it's a fucking sickness, Yeah. And every collector does have this sickness, and coming from you, Ron, I think you made a valid point that you have started thinking about your retirement. Not
right. Whatever money I should have, whatever dispensable income I could have had to buy a comic, I put that in my Roth IRA. Start doing that, David. You will notice that your money will be growing.
No, I do. I do have a monthly amount that I put into Roth IRA, my long-term care, along with some other life insurance that I have, and with the house payment, and everything else, and whatever I have left over at that month is just more point.
Hey guys, I'm sorry, I gotta go. I wish I could spend more time with you, but I got
all right. Go be a dad.
Stuff to do.
Be a good husband.
Take care. I'll see you next time.
Take it easy,
Bye,
man.
Ron.
Right.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Yeah, so Ron had a great point. Like, the sickness, to cure your sickness is to think about long term, and within 10 years I want to retire. Within 10 years, which I'll be 64, and I want to enjoy the rest of my 15 to 20 years, or whatever I have left up, enjoying more traveling and things, instead of surfing on online or going to half price book, digging into bin and thinking what kind of book I can get for cheap.
Yeah.
You know. Um, so other thing, I mean, Joe, if you need to go, just let me know, okay? I know your
Yeah.
dog is not doing well, so
I got a little bit. I can at least do this till my battery starts. The battery's kind of running out. I'll let you know. But yeah, I might have to cut out a little bit early too. So if you do too, just we can cut it
yeah,
short if you need to also or whatever.
not a
But
problem because I
I'll
was going to cut this short this week because my
okay.
mom is coming over because
Yeah.
wife decided to cut her hair today, so they
Oh,
decided to do it at my house. So she'll
okay.
be here within the next few hours. But
Okay.
other than that, let me share one thing. Is that this? I don't know if you heard of this artist. It's called Mark Spears. Have you heard of him?
Sounds familiar.
Okay. From my understanding is that he has been doing this title called Mark Spears Monsters. He has done few of the I think Spawn runs. I'm not too familiar, but just watching a lot of the
Okay.
YouTube channel, people are just saying that this is a great read, this is a great thing. He has a great art, a great homage, but I just thinking, look at that. It's like this is just a regular cover that sold for
Yeah.
$168.
Huh. Okay.
And to me, it's like I don't get it. Of course, I mean, when it comes to comic book collecting, there's a lot of things that we don't get. Why certain
Right.
things,
Yeah. There's
But
people
I
are
mean,
gonna
it's
pay
a
whatever
great
they pay
cover.
for it.
Saggy ass boobs. That's not my taste, but I mean, still to a point where But I was just fascinated to a point where how much this book is going for.
What book is that?
This is called Mark Spears Monsters.
Monsters. Okay.
And yeah, if you look at, I mean, it sells for. I mean, this cover A of this Frankenstein bro. I mean, they call it the Bridezilla because you can't use Bride of
Yeah.
Frankenstein because it's a considered as a trademark. But yeah, I mean, it's a great cover. I really don't know anything about this except that Mark Spears has been blowing up, and he seems to be the cover artist or artist of the year for 2024 because
Okay.
a lot of his book has been kind of getting attention and selling
Yeah.
it for more than it should. And I just was just thinking,
But that's the kind of stuff that's like right up my alley too, because I like the horror stuff. So to me, those covers are like super cool. But yeah, I don't know why they would be that much though. But
I mean, not all of them, but I mean, look at this. I mean, I think look at this. I think this is a great cover.
yeah,
Look at that.
that's cool. Yeah,
A werewolf.
yeah. I'm looking them up now too. Yeah.
And it seems to be this is a sleeping giant. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of store
Okay.
exclusive that has been doing this. But yeah, I was just wondering, do you know anything about Mark Spears?
Not really. No, it does sound familiar, but I think I'm thinking about that comedian from Saturday Night Live or something. Is what I might be thinking about. Something Spears.
I mean, look at this. This is homage to Batman 423.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's not bad, but guess how much this sold for? $99, a best offer.
Yeah,
It's a very
man.
fine
Yeah.
win. It's like, geez. And I think there was another one that has a shark.
Yeah, it looks like Jaws.
I really love this cover. I really love this cover. I don't know why, but just somehow the angle of this just but this one sold for
yeah,
$20.
and you know what? There was another there's one that sold for in October. It's a Mark Spears Monsters #1 Kickstarter, sold for $600.
What?
Yeah. October 29th, Mark Spears Monsters #1 Kickstarter, 566. It's got yeah. I wonder if it has a bunch of books in it or something, or I don't know.
Wow. Oh, okay. So this is a stupid ass thing. Okay.
Crazy.
This is a stupid ass thing. All right, you see that mole right there?
Yeah.
Okay, this is a misprint. All right, somebody out there has pointed out that there is a misprint, which is a small little mole on the person's shoulder, but they don't know if this is the this is done by purposely,
Right.
or the one without the mole is the misprint, because we don't
Okay.
know how many of those, because there was no recall on it, that sells for 59, that sold for almost $60, but best offer just because of this mole right here,
Yeah. Huh.
of a
Yeah.
fucking mole.
Yeah. People like stuff like that, man. Those misprints and the error stuff. And yeah, it's people like that stuff.
Yeah, that's like, oh look, there's that Monster Halloween homage.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that one.
Limited to 290, but
Yeah, that's a
even though
lot.
this is 290, it's was self-generated rarity, you know.
Right.
Here's the Campbell homage to 601,
Yeah.
sold for $150. It's like, gee, look at that. Fucking 9.8 of this sold for $500.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Some of them were like $600, $500 for some of those.
Look, this one here, 1 out of 20, 30. It's a third print incentive, 1 out of 20. It's a pre-sale too, sold for
Yeah.
$99 on this
Yeah.
Freddy, Nightmare on Elm Street homage. God,
Yeah, I like those covers too, but I don't know about paying $600 or $500 for one. I'm not
no,
sure that's
I just thought I'd
Yeah.
bring this up because I know you're like more of
Yeah.
a horror type
Yeah.
of collector, so I just thought,
No.
I don't know.
No, this is the first I've seen those books or heard of that. Yeah, no, I didn't know that. Interesting.
Jeez. $150. Wow, man. I mean, whatever. I mean, it's good what it is. I just thought that
Yeah,
I share. And it's just to a point where, whoever is collecting this, hey, kudos to you guys. But from what I hear is that it's a decent story. It's not a trash with great covers. You know, it does have some,
Okay.
and and
Yeah.
people are talking about it. It seems like he's considered as like the artist of the year because of this title that he's doing. The interior art
Yeah.
he's done, his story is done by, everything's done by Mark Spears. So I mean, kudos to him.
Okay. So he does the interior art too.
Yeah. So what you see on the cover is pretty much what you'll
Yeah.
see in the interior.
Nice. Is it digital art or is it?
No, it's not.
It's not. Okay.
I thought it was an AI at first, but it's not.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of those artists now, they do like the digital, some of the more digital kind of stuff or whatever, and computer type art for a lot of their stuff. It's still their art, but I think a lot of them do the digital stuff now. But yeah, it's pretty clean. That's pretty good.
Not bad. I mean, for
Yeah.
pre-sale that comes in January, sell for like fucking $100.
Yeah, that's and you know how people get about their cover, the cover stuff. And I mean, we've all been kind of cover nuts from time to time. And if a cover's popular, they like it, people will buy it they'll spend $100 or $200 on it because of the cover, whether it's rare or not, or it doesn't matter. If somebody wants something, the market's there for they'll
I'm a
do it.
victim of it.
Yeah, I've done it before too. Yeah.
And what else we got here? We got the Mark Spears here. We did the 789 comic. We did the CGC, and well, I wanted to talk about Sticky Goose because it seems like somebody doxed him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're kidding.
Yeah, I'm not going to show his video, but somebody was threatened to dox him because they have saying that I know who you are. I know your number, your address, and so and so. So someone with it. But the thing is, to me, is he had it coming in a way.
I don't know.
I mean, it shouldn't be doxing anyone. Any
No.
personal information should not be used as a blackmail or to anything in general. When it comes to social media, you
Right.
keep it to yourself. Keep it within your DM, your personal text
Right.
message, but you don't threaten anyone
Right.
within social media saying that I have your personal information. I know
Right.
what you do. I know where you do your job, and I'm going to expose them
Yeah.
to because he has been what I don't know. I still don't know if I like him or not, but I still don't understand. But I mean, he pretty much asked for it, but somebody
Yeah.
doxed him. It was just weird, and it
Yeah.
shouldn't happen regardless. I mean, it's a
That's
fucking
a shame.
comic book
That's not
goddamn
good.
community.
No, that's not good. Yeah.
No,
I think you stirred up a lot of stuff and made a lot of people upset and everything like that, but there's, that's I've never really agreed with doxing somebody because you're mad at them or something like that. I don't
yeah.
think that's
Well, I just found
yeah.
out. I was watching his video before I went
Yeah.
live, and found out that he's a dentist. So his
Oh,
medical field is a dentist, yeah. And
okay.
he was telling about his backstory. Is like it's not something that he wanted to do, but somehow he got into it.
Yeah.
And long story short is that he does really good thing. I
Yeah.
mean, he goes to unprivileged families and neighborhood
Yeah.
or places, and and he does give out free dental treatment.
Wow.
He
That's
goes
cool.
there and for fortunate kids and does their teeth, and so I mean, yeah, I think in person he's a real nice guy, does a real
Yeah.
great thing for the community, but I don't know what the persona he's trying to do on the thing. But after
I don't
watching
think
his
he really know. Yeah, I don't think he really knows either. I think he's just farting around trying to figure out what kind of identity he wants to be on YouTube and make videos and what kind of persona he wants to have. But like I've said it before to you, and to my wife, I think it's just kind of a put on, and I don't think he's necessarily always that way. I think he can be, he's definitely kind of jerky in a lot of his videos, but I think it's intentional and doesn't make it not jerky, but it's
Yeah, I mean, I
I
can
don't
understand
yeah.
trolling
Yeah.
comics and kind of giving yourself your own critique of what you
Right.
saw and what your opinions are. But I think he got off the wrong foot. I mean, that's where he got
Yeah.
his popularity when he started freaking
Yeah.
attacking YouTube and giving them, I don't know, personal remarks of
Yeah.
and some racial slur, which
Right.
I also did it myself. But I
And
think
whatever you put out there for yourself and how you present yourself, that's how people are going to see you as a human being, if that kind of
yeah,
makes sense. So
yeah, yeah.
if you do stuff like that, people are going to think that's you, and that's the way you are and stuff like that. And that's but we don't really know who any outside of somebody making videos and stuff. You really kind of don't know much about what they're really like outside of that. A lot of the times, you do with some people, but that you become actual friends with them and stuff. But for the most part, I mean, you don't really know a thing about the people that are,
No,
you
no.
know,
I mean, I would love to know more people, but I mean,
yeah,
even for you, Joe and Yvonne, I mean, we only know through
right,
cameras, through right here what we do, and
yeah,
on
right,
the chat. But we really didn't spend time. I would love to have a drink with you and get screwed up and get blacked out again or whatever. But
right,
I mean, until then, I mean, we just gotta take for what it is
yeah,
right now. That we support each other and we
right,
love the we love the hobby, and that we do have a sickness.
yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah, yeah. It's
I
not a
think,
bad sickness to have necessarily. It's a fun sickness.
yeah, but I think my sickness come to a point where I'm just to a point where I gotta stop. I gotta
Yeah,
stop. I
yeah.
mean, I got some other thing that coming in. Like, do I need an acrylic case for my freaking? Okay, hold on. Do I really need this?
Yes.
No, I don't.
You,
I don't know why I
I,
got it because I started seeing that this of this
yeah.
booster boxes, the prices are still slowly going up in price.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I bought I bought a yeah, but I bought an acrylic case for this box here because I'm
Yeah.
not going to open it. It's like why?
Yeah.
Like
Um.
why do
You
I
know.
buy this?
Open it. Open it.
No,
You should
no,
open it, man.
no.
Do they have cards in there that are worth more than what that box is going to be in its
I know.
entirety?
I understand, but I'm not going to open it. You know why? Because out of all the boxes I have purchased through Target,
Yeah.
through Barnes and Noble, Walmart, name it, I got it. 90% of the time, you don't get shit.
I know. Yeah.
So I decided, like, you know what? I'm not gonna buy anymore. I'm not gonna open any more boxes anymore.
Yeah.
So to me, that's gonna be my gamble, hoping that within 5 years from now, that will cost at least, I don't know. I bought it for I'm not gonna say it on YouTube because my wife probably gonna see it and she find out how much. But anyway, I spent about so much. I'm kind of hoping that it will triple within 3 years or 5 years from now and sell it then.
I mean, what if it doesn't? What if it's half of what you paid?
No, that's why I said that's why I said it was a gamble.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's not an investment. But the great gamble I did, guys, is that I have a Locana right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bought that for $45 when it got released. Right now, that average sells for $250 to $300.
Have you ever bought a case of cards?
No, never bought a case. I always buy one box at a time.
Yeah, we haven't either. Yeah, I think, and my wife's on here too. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we were watching one of those videos to where somebody opened up like 12 cases, and they ended up getting like maybe one manga card out of it, or maybe 9. I can't remember.
12 cases?
Yeah, it was 12 cases. Somebody bought 12 cases,
and they only got one manga.
And they either got one manga or none. It was a bad run. It was bad. Yeah, it was like I think they maybe got just one out of 12 cases, or maybe they got 2 out of 12 cases or something. I don't know, but it was a real low number or none. I can't remember, but it was like,
wow.
I was shocked. Yeah, I was shocked. I thought they were going to get,
So I thought manga card was supposed to be average of 1 per case.
No. But we've seen people open up 4 cases and not hit a manga card before and stuff like that. Yeah, and like that would be us. Like our luck, we would buy 4 cases and spend $5,000 or. Okay, it was the Japanese ones. Yeah, she said we heard someone talking about that, but it was also the Japanese. So it was the Japanese ones, not the American releases.
Okay.
But they still didn't. Yeah, it was like 12 cases, but I think there was like 1 manga or none or something stupid.
Perfect.
Something really sad. It was like, man, I can't.
But this is Japanese.
Yeah.
So if I hit a manga, it should cost at least a few $1,000s, right?
Some of them are like 300 to 1,000, $700, $800. Yeah, there's a few of them that are like 350. I think like the Soja King, like the Usopp one. I think it's like a $300 card or something. Maybe
I don't get it. Wait, I don't.
Maybe
I don't get it.
I don't know. Yeah,
the guy opened up 12 cases, maybe hit a 1 or 2 manga, but those manga were about $300 to a few $1,000s, right?
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah,
it's a video when someone opened a God case that had 3 manga, and he said he watched a video of someone opening 9 cases and getting only 1 manga.
1 manga, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and this guy hit some kind of weird pack. Like he hit some kind of weird thing to where, he got 3 mangas out of a case, and it was an error type thing to where, different packages. They weren't in the same package. It wasn't like a God pack. It was like he bought a case, opened up a pack, and it had one of the mangas in it. Opens up 5 more packs, nothing. Opens up another one, has another manga in it. Opens up another one, has another manga. Like it was wild. He got 3 of them.
Wow.
Yeah, it was cool, but pretty wild too. Yeah. And then you got the other person that got 9, and he got like maybe 1 manga out of like 9 cases, which is so. Yeah, I thought the mangas were about 1 out of every 3 or 4 cases too. So he should have got maybe 2 or 3, but I don't know, out of 9 or 12, But yeah, but the one you got's the big manga. Like that's that OP you have there. Like if you hit that Luffy manga, I think it's around a $3,000 card or something. Or
I saw that, and there's also Japanese version, Chinese version, Korean version. There's all different versions. So I figure, you know what, I got the Japanese. I don't I don't read Japanese, so I figure
Right.
the one in English will be something that I will want to keep,
Yeah.
what and kind of hoping that the price will go. Like I said, it will be a gamble. Manga are 1 in 3 cases for English
Yeah.
on
So yeah,
okay.
Dressir says manga are 1 in 3 cases for English on the normal set. So if it's an English
He
thing, like
thinks. He thinks.
yeah,
So you take it as a grain of salt if you know. But wow.
yeah,
And I thought sports car was bad.
yeah,
Nah, no, that okay, going back to opening boxes.
yeah.
I have opened many, many boxes. I probably don't get a big hit, you know. I got a
Mhm.
few. I think I opened up 12 booster box and one hobby box on those
Okay.
on the basketball to give and Boyama. I got
Yeah.
some pretty good hit. I graded some of them, but recently I've been getting duds,
Mhm.
duds.
Yeah.
That's why I figure, you know what? I will spend fraction of that money that I would buy on a booster pack or
Yeah.
whatever hobby pack and just buy singles on the players that I want.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I think like, the stores, like the comic stores and the card stores, like if they buy a case and they hit what kind of they have it kind of mapped out to where you kind of know what you're supposed to get in it. And once they hit those, they're just going to sell the regular individual boxes and all the good, like if you're supposed to get like 2 major hits per case and they get those 2 major hits and they have like 6 boxes left. Well, that's what they're going to put on the shelf is those remaining 6 boxes for people to buy and to open and stuff. And
Yeah,
they've already got
I,
the big
I'm
hits out of it.
assuming it's the
Yeah.
same thing for eBay retailers too. You
That's what
know,
I would think too. Yeah. Now we did buy one. I don't know where she got it from, but it was um the how's the yellow one? Is it the 06?
is it
The
is it the
it's the
Tempest?
Egghead. Yeah, it's the Egghead Island one or whatever, like the
Yeah.
1,000 years in the future, whatever it is. We got a box. I think we got 2 boxes of those, and one of those boxes we got some good cards. It's OP07. Yeah, we got OP07, and we got some. We got 3 or 4 really good cards out of those, and then after that, we really haven't had any really good boxes to where we got the. I think in that one box, I think we had like close to like 200 in value or something like that out of it, maybe. Which is really good, and we haven't done anything like that again. And since then, the cards that we had, they've gone down in value too. So what was $100 card is now probably like a $50 card or something. And
Yeah, it's
yeah,
too
so they kind of
funny.
went down too. But at the time, I think we got about 200 in value out of the box, which was pretty cool. Total
Yeah.
value. Like, yeah, we paid 90 for the box and got 200 out of it. So I think that's pretty successful.
Yeah, I think I saw somebody open up a case of this Tempest,
Yeah.
um, PRB01, the best of One Piece, and
Okay.
he opened up a whole case. He got nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great looking cards.
Yeah.
Like pretty much he got nothing. I think the most valuable card that he got was like I think it was a 50 something dollars, $57 because
Hi. That's not good.
no,
Yeah. That's
no,
bad. Yeah. Yeah, that can happen, man. You might just get kind of just because they have certain types of like just because they have like a rare doesn't mean it's going to be an expensive rare. You know what I mean? It might be a $5 or $6 rare, and you might get 3 of those. If you're supposed to get 2 whatever alternate arts, 2 rare this and 2 that, doesn't mean they're going to be the best ones and the most expensive ones. So you might get like all of those, but they're worth $5 to $10 a piece or something.
you have to. I opened up 2 of these boxes.
Yeah.
I got maybe one alternate art, which is
Yeah.
probably like $25, and there was another one. I don't know. I don't know what it was, but I checked it. I don't know what the hell am I looking at, but it shows that
Yeah.
I is selling for like $15. So
Yeah.
out of the $2, $5, all those, that's so point right now. No, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna. No, no. It's like
Yeah, it's a crapshoot. Like you don't know what you're gonna get. Like
yeah,
you really don't.
but you know what? But somebody says it's fun.
It is fun. Yeah, yeah, it's fun.
It's fun.
Man, I couldn't sit on that box, David. If I had a box of that, I couldn't sit on it. I would open that box and hope that I got a couple of those
Forgot
really
that.
good cards. Yeah, because there's two really good Luffy cards in there. One is the Oda signed one, and the other
Yeah.
is the manga. So there's two, and I want the Oda signed one because it's actually like a lot more rare. I think the other one's a better looking card, but I think as time goes by, I wouldn't be surprised if the Oda signature one didn't end up being more valuable down the road because it's. I think it's quite a bit more rare. I think it's like twice as rare as the other one is.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, it's I think it's a bit more rare. I could be wrong, but I believe it is.
But guess what?
And I
Guess who
think
was
that
the seller for that?
value will lie in that, years down the road as opposed to the one.
Guess
that's a lot
who?
more
Guess
than the other stuff.
guess who was selling that box?
Who?
I noticed that a lot of people who's been selling vitamins
Yeah,
and lotions. So their eBay page is like, oh, vitamins, lotions, beauty care, multivitamin thing, and boom, there's one piece.
yeah, yeah.
So I took a gamble, hoping,
Yeah.
what, they're probably not going to open all the cases,
Right.
right? So I figure
Yeah.
they probably bought one or maybe 4 or 5, knowing that it was hot. Then they decided to sell it.
Maybe they might not have either. Like they might have because that's not what they deal in. That's not what they're really selling.
No,
Were they selling individual cards too, or just the boxes?
no, just box, just
I bet
that
they did.
only,
Yeah,
just
I bet
that.
I bet they didn't. I don't know where they got the box at, but maybe they've been selling the individual boxes over the last year or whatever, and they sold a bunch of them or something.
But they
out of
only
that
have 7 feedback.
Interesting.
But here's another interesting that I'm
Yeah,
kind of very skeptical about this one, is that there was one feedback that was negative. And it was the same one, and he said fake cards.
Oh, yeah. Maybe you should open that box.
I don't want to.
That's where you got that box from, dude. You're a maniac. Oh
I
my
took
God.
a chance because
Yeah,
normally,
yeah.
okay. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Average
Yeah.
of the boxes, right? It sells for
Yeah.
about 170 to $225.
Right.
Okay, he had it for 115.
Yeah, I get what. Yeah, that's cheap for that. That's really
Yeah.
cheap for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
maybe-
not bad at all for that. But if you open it
yeah,
up,
there's that but. There's that but.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, seller there who sells multivitamins and skincare lotion, and they had
Right.
and
Yeah.
then one negative feedback happens to be someone saying that it's a fake card. The title of this video is making so much sense right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's out there
Yeah,
buying
yeah.
book like Chinese. No, it's not Chinese. That's the whole thing. I don't know if it's made from China, but it's English version, but it's average.
That's what it says on the box.
Yes.
But if they took it out,
more and more,
But
I'm
the-
afraid to open it because if I know I got burnt,
they might have taken it out and replaced the cards.
yeah. No, I haven't opened it yet. No, I'm just gonna leave it in the box, Richard. Maybe in 5 years from now, I'll just flip it and have that guy fucking worry about it. It's probably the Asian English. What does that mean? Asian English? It's like ESL kind of thing. Like I said, it's from a seller
I
that
tell you
sells
what.
more. Yes.
I'll make a gamble. I'll give you $115 for the box of Bible, and then I'll open it.
No deal. Because I pay shipping and I pay tax on top of that. So I mean, it's like, yeah, it's a cheaper print.
Yeah.
It's a cheaper print. What do you mean by cheaper print? I mean, so there is a cheaper print of this that costs less? Or is it just totally that is fake? I don't get it, Richard. So you said it's probably Asian English, which is like an ESL version of the original, but it's saying that it's a cheaper print because probably why? Because it's authentic, but has not as greater print, or is it what? I don't know, but I'm keeping it. I'm not gonna open it. Okay, so he says there, where there's like 8 different printings, David. Some are legit, some are bootleg. There's like 8 different printing. God
Is there a way to
damn.
tell, Richard? Can you tell by looking at the box?
Yeah. Is there anything? Is it the is it the wrap that I need to look at? Is there certain tape around the edges where the lid's open? What I should be looking? He said not really. Oh great. So it's another fucking CGC thing where like you don't know if you're getting the real one or not. And you know what? Honestly, if I did open it, I wouldn't know if it's fucking fake or not. So why even bother?
You'll know if it's fake if it's in Chinese. But I guess this is English, right? The Chinese English,
Yeah.
I guess. So it'd be
So,
yeah. So maybe
no,
you might not
even
be
though
able to
if it's
tell,
in
yeah.
Chinese, I was thinking, oh, okay, but the thing is, if I opened it, I would never know if it's fake or not because this is not something that I'm familiar with. But I just got it because for the sake of, like I said, a gamble, and hoping that in
Yeah.
3 to 5 years
That's
it will
cheap
probably
for a
go up
box.
to
Yeah.
$300 to $400. I invested
Possible.
$115, $120. So
Yeah.
why not just sell it and call it a day? And if it's a fake, that seller, and I'll close out my eBay account and so and retire my enjoyment.
Where you'll really make your money back is if like those particular Luffy cards or the cards that are expensive, if they end up like if those end up going up by a lot of money, like let's say it becomes like an $8,000 card or something, then you can turn around and sell that box for quite a bit more than what you paid for it. But if they, if it doesn't change much or if they go down, you might not, you might make a little bit of money on it or whatever. But I think you'll make a lot of money if it ends up being like a card worth several $1,000s. You'll end up making,
Yeah, but
you
I mean,
probably
think
flip that
about the
box down the
odds. I
road.
mean, okay, here's the sickness. Think about the odds. All right, let's say a guy opened up a 12 cases. He got one manga, right? That means the rarity of this manga card is going to be in such a high demand. So there's a PSA 10 on the Luffy card that it's what is that? Long as the PRB 02 doesn't reprint the signature card. Okay.
Oh man.
PRB. What the hell did I get? This is OP05. So this is it, Richard.
Yes,
And,
the OP05.
You see that card sticking out? I think they gave me more. I see that's. I don't know. I don't know. I should just return it. But anyway, my thing is, 12 cases open, you get one manga card. The odds of getting it is not even one per case, right? Well, thanks a lot. Fuck, you're not helping, and you're not helping, Richard. Yeah, it does look suspicious.
Why?
I don't know. He said that box looks suspicious.
What looks suspicious about it?
I don't know. He said that box looks sus. I'm assuming that sus is suspicious or what, but anyway. So
Yeah,
so
that'd be suspicious. Yeah.
Here's another part of
Suspect.
sickness. Here's another
You're
part of
suspect.
what
The
is it?
edges with
What?
the packets
Edges
are poking
with the
out.
packets poking out. Yeah, because when they shipped it, they didn't do a proper packaging, so a lot of the packs in here is somewhat loose. But here's the sickness my wife doesn't know. I got myself another box from a legitimate seller, so I will have 2 now.
The one you got from the legit seller was a bit more though, right?
Yeah, no, he's legit. I mean, he sells a lot of like One Piece, Pokemon. He has over 5,000 feedback, and he sells a lot of singles.
And I presume you paid a bit more for that one, right?
I paid $30 more than what I paid for this. Made a deal.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. And you're not going to open either one. And
I might open
you're not
this
going to
one.
open either one.
I might open this one once I get the other one. What do you mean the art box is wrong? He's like, open it.
Yeah.
Like, wait, it says that the box art is wrong. It's counterfeit. Well, okay,
Oh,
can you
man.
tell me,
Not
like,
now.
can you tell me?
My battery's I'm just gonna talk till this goes out. I keep getting these alerts that my battery's dying
All right,
on my computer and I can't plug it in from here. So it might cut me off. So if it does, yeah,
all right.
you know, but I'm gonna stay on here till it cuts me off, I guess. Yeah.
All right, all right. Okay. All right, thanks, Richard. Appreciate that. So yeah, so here it is. Never buy products from a, especially on a TCG card from a seller that sells vitamins. Okay. Well, I'm definitely gonna be returning that then. Shit. Okay. I thought I had such a great deal.
I can't.
Now I gotta now I have to return it. Oh God, I have to return it now. Okay, that's gonna be a pain in the ass. All right, because I deleted the one that I after I gave him a feedback. Ah, Jesus. Okay, so that's all right. Thanks, Richard. All right, so wait, what's it? Did you say he had 7 feedback? One was a kind of yes, yes, Yvonne, yes. Like I said, it was a gamble. But since it was through eBay, I can return anything. Even though I open it, I think I probably will open it later and see what it is and send it back. Look at the art box. Okay, wait. He sent it to me via G. Bum, 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 bum. I'm sorry we're doing this online, but I think this is something that I think every seller. Oh, oh, okay. I see the difference now. Yeah, definitely a counterfeit. But I wonder how well this counterfeit is done. If it's done properly or not. Well, like I said, I think I will make a video of it, and once I get that okay for return, I'll just send it back and show you guys what to look for, what not. And thanks, Richard, for that image. I think I'll use that as what to look for and what not to look for. And with that, once again, before we end this stream, I want to once again do a shout out to 789 Comics and located in UK. Use the 9.2 crew as your discount code to get you 10%. And they have a really, really great. I mean, look at that magic. And they also have a really nice Psylocke, the exclusive Batman by Will Jack. So yeah, here it is. God's exclusive variant. Check their website out, and once again, use a 9.2 crew to get your 10% discount. And also, my own personal discount code is in the works right now with 9.8 Comics. Once I get that, I will let you guys know what to use and how much percentage you can use. You will get on your purchases. They're located in UK. You might be about a week late from other store, but once again, their after service customer service are great. They will be very, very happy to resolve any issue once you get your comic book. And yeah, as for the shipping, from my understanding, it's pretty much the same as maybe a few dollars more, but I think getting it from 789. For me, that's where I get all my exclusive comic books. I don't buy it from anywhere else. You can get it from, I just get it from 789. God, I'm getting tongue twisted here. So once again, go check out 789 Comics. Great covers. Great. If you are into this thing, go check them out and subscribe to them and see what happens. And use that 9.2 crew as your 10% discount, and my personal discount code will at works. And also, they are sending me some comic books to give it away as a giveaway. And our next, not anytime soon, I think they'll send it probably within a month from today. Once I get that book, I'll show you what the books are, and we'll be giving away on our next live show. All right. So thanks again, 789. With that, I think this pretty much it. Unless you guys want to see what I picked up again, I got Connor Bernard. Upper Deck is called. It's called the National Hockey Card Day. So I got Connor Bernard here, rookie. The same one here. There's this other alternate of Connor Bernard. And got the Prism of Victor Wembanyama, Select, Concourse Blue. Instead of opening the damn boxes, I decided to just slowly get my sickness take care of by buying these singles here of this certain players. And also, if you are interested, I'm not getting paid for this one, but if you want to upgrade your card collection, that you can also go check out Slab Mag and go to slabmegs.com and see what they provide, and customize your borders and the side cases, which this one here, I got the matted silver with blue border. And look how nice it looks. Yep. And that's pretty much it, guys. I think this is the shortest live show we had, but I had to cut this short to begin with. I wasn't going to go more than 2 hours. So everyone in the chat, thank you very much. Drescher, thanks for the image. I'll definitely use that on my next video. Watch out to look what to look for when it comes to counterfeits. And Hazeldan, Yvonne, I hope your dog is feeling well. And Joe, thank you. And Ron, thanks again for joining me earlier today. And you guys have a great Sunday. And I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. All right. Until then, shoots.